Namaste, my friends. Today I thought I'd share part of my daily yoga practice with you. I have 3 parts to my daily yoga practice. Firstly, pranayama. Secondly, a bit of yang. And then finally, 90 minutes of yin. And it's this 90-minute yin practice that I'd like to share with you today. The yin practice I do every day is a full body, so all over body practice. It's not targeting a specific area, it's generally targeting many of the areas of the body. In yoga, what we're trying to do is to harmonise the flow of chi throughout the body. It's as simple as that. Energy flows through the body, through things called meridians, and we're trying to harmonise that so that we don't have ill health or injury. In yin yoga, we achieve this by working with target areas. We relax the muscles there, and then we seek to apply a healthy stress or tension to the tendons and ligaments in that area, and even the bones and the joints. And that's what we'll do this morning. When we're moving in yin, it's important to remember that what we need to do is to move to our edge, which is the first point of resistance. We need to find some stillness, and then we hold for some time. In that way we'll get the energetic benefits as well as the physical. And generally in yin, we don't move to more than about 70% of our full range. So, bearing that in mind, we'll come back to all of those, don't worry, don't have to remember it all. Let's start with some breathing, just to bring our focus and attention inward just a little bit for our practice. I hope you enjoy the practice. Come into a comfortable seated position. Sitting upright just helps the flow of breath and the flow of energy through the body. Hands can be resting on the knees or in front of us. If you're comfortable, bring the eyes to a close. Starting to become aware of the breath. Feeling the breath moving in over the nostrils as we inhale. And as we release and exhale, feeling the breath coming out through the nostrils. Always in yoga, we seek to breathe in and out only through the nostrils. Inhale and exhale. You can bring your attention to the nostrils and feel the air moving in and out. Some people prefer to bring their attention to a point between the eyebrows. Whichever you're more comfortable with. Just breathing naturally in and out. Ears and gently now, just blinking open the eyes. Getting ready for our first posture now. The target area is going to be the glutes, so the muscles out here on the butt. And the way that we're going to target those today, we're going to start by bending the right leg at the knee, taking the left foot back, starting in what we call deer. And so from here, Good starting point. You should already be able to feel this in the right glute, maybe coming up the right side of the body. And from here we can take the left leg back and straighten it out. The front leg can be, the foot can be in or out, the knee, whatever position is comfortable for you. Left leg straight back. And now we've moved into swan. So again, we should probably feel a slightly more intense stretch on the right glute. We might want to stay here, or if we're comfortable, maybe we need a bit more of a stretch. We can lean forward, coming forward onto our elbows, or again if we're comfortable, coming down further, bringing the chest forward, rest our head on a block, whatever's comfortable for you. So wherever you are in this posture, you should be able to feel this now, a real stretch in the right glute. You may also feel something in the left groin. You may even feel a bit of a stretch coming up the right hand side of the body. Where you don't want to feel it is any pinching in the knees or in the hips. At any stage, obviously, you can back off, or if you feel that your edge is moving, you can go a little bit deeper. There are various variations. Position of the hands and the torso. Stretch the arms out, perhaps. You can take the torso over to the left, or even over to the right. Even the position of the head, so twisting the head on either side, may change the way that you experience this posture. Just relax the muscle, the glute, all the leg muscles, breathing in. Finding that stillness. Just a few more breaths now. Ready to change sides, coming up gently, always in yin, moving slowly. Can be quite vulnerable after staying in a particular position for a long period of time. So swapping sides, we'll bring our, starting in the deer, we'll bend our left leg, taking the right leg behind us. Starting here in deer. You can either stay here, or we can extend that right leg back, taking us into swan. Just a couple of breaths here, Already feeling the stretch in the left glute, maybe in the right groin. And then if you wish, coming forward, breathing into that target area, the left glute. And we exhale, maybe that left glute's going to relax a little bit more. All the muscles of the leg should be relaxed. We relax the muscles and we start to feel a healthy tension in the target area. And the glute, maybe the right groin, maybe coming up the left side of the torso. In terms of the bones here, we're putting a healthy stress on toes, ankles, knee, femur, hip joints, pelvis, even the lumbar. Remembering that you can ease off or ease a little deeper as you see fit. Use the position of the torso, bring the torso up, take it down, left, right, the position of the hands and the arms, even the position of the head, twisted from side to side. Whatever posture gives you a sustainable, healthy stretch in the target area. Yeah, just enjoying the stillness. Breathing into the posture. So again, moving slowly and gently, just coming up out of that posture, bringing the legs back round in front of you, maybe just resting back on the elbows, just wiggling the feet a little bit, turning our attention inside briefly towards perhaps the target area, seeing if there's any sensation there that we can feel that is different. Maybe a release, maybe warmth, cool. So we're getting ready for our next posture. Our next target area will be the groin, so the muscles on the inside of the thighs. way we're going to target those is by sitting with our legs apart as far as we're comfortable. From here, straightening the back, putting the hands out in front. A couple of breaths, just to make ourselves comfortable, making sure that we've got our groin muscles relaxed before we exhale. Come forward. Now this may just be walking the hands forward, so we may stay in this posture. Breathing into the groin muscles. Exhale, they release, making sure all the muscles of the legs are relaxed. So here we should be able to feel a good stretch in the groin muscles. We may even feel a bit of something going up the back muscles, perfectly natural. Sometimes also in the hamstrings and the groin muscles are very close together in the leg, so difficult sometimes to isolate them. We can come down to the elbows. Maybe as we feel our edge moving, not forcing, just allowing gravity to support us. If you wish, you can get a block supporting the head. Just finding that depth that is right for you today. In yin, it's not the depth that counts. Going deeper is not the idea. It's the time that we can spend in the posture. Again, if you want, you can come forward. Experiment a little. Take the torso to the right or the left. Just make a note of all the sensations that change when you do these things. If you want to ease off a little bit, we can round the back. And if we want to do the opposite, if we straighten the back, we'll find that we probably get more stretch into the groin. Leaning forward a little bit more. So just finding that combination and try it for you. But above all else, just becoming aware of what the changes in your position do to the target area. Again, here we've got some healthy tension on the femur, bones, pelvis, hips, and the lumbar. Again, when you're ready, just gently moving out of that posture, maybe even using the hands to bring the legs back in together. After yin postures, we can be quite fragile. We've stretch certain areas for a long period of time, so be careful. And again, maybe just coming back onto our elbows. Just jiggling the legs a bit, just releasing the legs. Breathing in, taking the attention to the target area we have just stretched, the groin. Getting ready for our next posture. So our next target area will be the hamstrings, muscles running right up the back of the leg. And the way we're going to target that is we're going to start by bending the right leg and bringing it over the left. You can come this far or any distance in, right up to here. I prefer it here, but it really has to do with the makeup of your bones and your skeleton, so everyone's unique. So starting wherever you see fit, you can even have the leg down here if you want to. And so from here, we should perhaps already be feeling something in the hamstring. Coming up the left hamstring, probably in the right glute. We don't want to feel anything in the right knee. If we do, we need to come out and readjust. Relaxing, releasing the left leg muscles. Coming forward. Exhaling. Again, various variations here, so just finding the depth that's right for you. Then you're going to find that straightening the back, which tilts the pelvis, will give you more stretch down the hamstring. Rounding the back, we'll move some of that stretch up into the back. Breathing and relaxing. Staying at a depth that's comfortable to you. So here we're feeling up the hamstrings, maybe the glute of the opposite leg, so left hamstring, right glute. You may even feel this coming up the left hand side of the body, up the back. So you might get a bit of work there on the back muscles. In terms of the bones here, we're putting some nice healthy tension in the skeleton, again on the toes, ankles, knees, the femur, pelvis, lumbar and the hip joints. Breathing into that target area, breathing out. Finding some silence, looking inward.
if you want, you can try moving the torso from side to side. But doing all these things consciously and understanding how the experience changes. And gently coming up, swapping over to the other side now. So now we're going to target the right hamstring. We're going to bring the left leg over. A couple of breaths here, just align ourselves. We can stay here if that's giving us enough stretch. We should already be getting a stretch up the right hamstring. Again, we might even get in both glutes again. If we want to, we can walk those hands forward, making sure that the right leg is completely relaxed. Don't want to feel any pinching in the knees or in the hips. If we do, we need to adjust or just back off a bit. Breathing into the target area and exhaling. Finding your edge. Should be a healthy stretch here. Hamstrings, possibly the glutes, possibly coming up the right hand side of the back. In terms of the bones, the skeleton, healthy stress to toes, ankles, knees, femur, pelvis, lumbar and the hips. Maybe even the spine itself, depending on the position we're in. Taking the awareness inwards with the breath. Aware of how your body is responding. Perhaps as the hamstring releases a bit more. Not forcing or pushing, not going beyond that 70% level that we talked about. Just ensuring that we can stay here for a good 3 to 4 minutes per posture. Not long left now in this one. Again, coming up slowly. Always taking time to just make sure the body is ready to move. Releasing the legs. Maybe coming back onto the elbows again. Wiggle the toes and the legs. Taking the attention to the target area, so taking the attention perhaps to the hamstrings. Just becoming aware of any sensations, maybe they're static, maybe they're moving, hot, cold. Maybe feel energy moving throughout the whole of the legs. So getting ready for our next posture. In our next posture, the target area will be the hip flexors. So the muscles in the front here, running up the front of the hip. And the way we're going to do that is by coming up onto all fours. You can use blocks here if you want. Don't have to, but you can. We're going to bring our right foot forward, leaving the left leg back. The right foot is outside of the hands, like so. And from here we're looking forward in what's called dragon. We should already be able to feel a good stretch here in the hip flexor. So this may be enough in this posture. We can also vary things a little by taking the foot out and bringing it in. I prefer to have mine at 90 degrees, the knee at 90 degrees, but whatever works for you. Our other main variation is the angle of the torso, and so we can elevate the torso, coming up, resting perhaps on our knees. Some people prefer to use blocks. As we elevate the torso, we'll get more of a stretch here. Pushing back further if you wish, or you can even take the hands behind the body like this, whatever's most comfortable for you. Target area is the hip flexor. You may feel that stretch up into the stomach muscle, may come up to the side of the body, the obliques. Relax in the hip flexor, almost allows the groin to move a bit closer towards the floor. A bit more of a stretch there. Just breathing into it. As with the other postures, you can come out or ease off at any time, so you can come down, bring the torso down if you wish to, or push back a little bit more. Always remembering it's the time, not the depth, that's important in yin. Loosening here by bringing the hands down to the mat. Taking the right foot back, bringing the left foot forward. Just swapping sides. So again, left foot on the outside of the hands. Right foot back, already feeling a stretch in the hip flexor. If you wish, walking that foot forward, which will just transfer some of the hip flexor stretch up into the back of the left leg. Or if you want, bringing the foot back, give it a stretch in the calf and the Achilles heel or tendon. Staying here on your hands, if you're comfortable, or perhaps coming up, raising the torso a little bit, just stretching that hip flexor. So target area, hip flexor. Possibly going to move up into the stomach muscles, maybe into the obliques, the side of the body. Maybe, depending on the incline of the back, the torso, perhaps up the back, in the back muscles. Making sure that hip flexor is relaxed, allowing the groin to sort of move a little bit towards the floor. If you want, you can take the hands behind. You'll even find that the angle of the head and neck effect on what you can feel in the target area. So just explore some of these variations and find what works for you. We're really learning here to listen to our bodies as much as learning how to stretch them. One more breath. As we exhale, take the hands to the mat. Back onto all fours. And then just coming round into seated position. And perhaps coming back onto the elbows. Maybe just briefly close the eyes, take the attention to the target area, to the hip flexors. Become aware of sensations there. Heat, cold, energy movement. How would you describe it? Is it moving? Is it static? Maybe it's in the whole leg, the lower body, or maybe just in a particular area. Getting ready for our next posture. So our next target area will be the quads. The way that we're going to target the quads is by taking our left leg first, taking it back,
Foot can be straight back or out to the side, like so. And then from here, we're going to lean back as far as we're comfortable. So, back to the side. So if we start with our left leg, bend at the knee, out or in, prefer to go straight back. Target area, relaxing the muscle in the target area of the quad. Position of the knee, it's up to you, but again, don't force it in. I'll just let it fall to naturally where it is. The more we bring it in, the more stress we can put on the knees. So, start with them a reasonable distance apart. From here, now you want to come back onto the elbows. We can also support ourselves behind here with a bolster or blocks. Breathing into that quad muscle. We may also want to come back to the mat if we're comfortable. Again, just keeping that target area relaxed. The position of the extended leg can stay in this position, or we can bring it up here. We can even drop it out to the side. And with the arms, we can leave them down by the side, or we can take them up, hold the opposite elbows, or even just straight out. So again, many variations, whatever's comfortable for you. Just be very mindful of the knees in this position. You don't want to feel any twisting or pinching in the knees. If you do, then we probably need to come out and find another variation. Just breathing in and out. Your target area of the quad, you may have it moving up, extending into the hip flexors, quite normal. Maybe even the obliques in the side of the body. Some people, depending on the angle of the torso, also feel it in the stomach muscles. Just focusing inside. Being aware of the sensations. Maybe as your edge moves. Releasing the arms. Releasing the left leg. Swapping sides. So we're going to work on the right leg now, the right quad. So we take that right leg back, bending at the knee, target area of the quad muscle. We can either stay here if that's enough, and support ourselves on our arms or with bolsters, and come back onto our elbows. And again, this may be all that we want to do on this side today. In all of these asymmetric postures, it's very unusual to find that both sides are exactly the same. So quite often we'll find that one side is much more flexible in a particular way than another. So don't try and force both sides of the body to do the same thing. Just be cognizant of how the body's responding. Maybe in this right quad I have a lot more tension. Maybe it doesn't stretch as far.
So this may be as far as I can go. Or it may just take me longer to get a stretch in this side of the body. Comfortable coming back onto the back. Again, remembering the left leg can just stay straight here. We can put our arms up over our head. We can bring that left leg up, drop it out to the side, wherever we're comfortable. We can do all that with our legs and come up onto our elbows. So really just being aware of what the variations are and how your body responds to them. Wherever you are, you may feel that stretching the quad moving up, in through the hip flexors, into the stomach, maybe at the side of the body, maybe even getting a bit of work in the lower back there as well. Just turning the attention inwards and actually becoming aware of what your body is doing and what it's saying to you. How does it feel? This is how we learn in the yin what's right for us. So again, moving gently, just releasing the legs. Coming back up, seated position, maybe onto the elbows. Take the attention to the target area, so take the attention to the quad. Both quads. Just become aware of sensations of change, energy, movement, warmth. Find your own words to describe how those target areas feel. Maybe it's further than the target area, maybe it's down in the base of the feet. So for our next posture, target area is going to be the quads again, but we're going to do both at the same time. So to do that, we're going to kneel. We can either kneel on our feet, stretching at the ankles, or some people prefer to sit in between the feet. Some people prefer to do that on a block or without. I would suggest starting sitting on the feet like this. So from our seated posture, even in this position, we're already going to feel that we've got some tension or stretch in the quads. The position of the knees, how far the knees are spread, is up to you. But again, I would just meet them a reasonable distance apart. The closer they are together as we go back, the more pressure we'll put on the lower part of the spine, the lumbar. So maybe for now just spread them a little bit. And again from here, either staying here or if we're comfortable, we might go back onto our elbows. we might prefer to find ourselves on a bolster. Entirely up to you. But again, you'll feel the quad stretch intensify, maybe moving up through the hip flexors. If we're on our elbows and we're comfortable, then we can take our head back, lying our back on the floor. Doesn't matter if the knees come off the floor, that's fine. Again, don't force the knees together at this stage. Just leave them comfortable, doesn't matter if they're in the air. Be conscious of any pinching in the knees or the lower spine, the lumbar. If you get that, then we should really gently come out of the posture. If we are lying back, then your various options, your arms can be down by the side. You can take the arms over the head, or you can just stretch them out above. Again, depending on the position of your arms and the torso, you'll feel the stretch move from the target area of the quads, may come up through the hip flexors, into the stomach muscles, the sides of the body, and very definitely the lower back. So you're going to get a fair bit of pressure here on the lower part of the back between the lumbar spine and the sacrum. This posture probably gives you some tension or pressure in this lower part of the spine as you can. But again, you need to be careful. So just relaxing here, breathing in and out. Feeling the stretch in the quads. In terms of the bones again, you get in the toes, ankles, knees, femur, pelvis, lumbar and the hip joints. Very gently coming out of this posture, no dignified way to do it. Possibly the easiest way, if you're fully back, is just to take the left leg out to the side, do the same with the other. Come to that resting position on our elbows. Briefly taking our attention to the target area, quads again. Ready for our next posture. So the next target area will be the thoracolumbar, so the muscles that run all the way up the back, and the cervical spine, so the spine at the top of the neck. So a number of ways we can do this, I'll show the variations. So maybe come towards one end of your mat because we're going to roll back. So from here, bring the knees towards the chest, and the elbows on the mat. And just start in this position supporting the back with the arms. If you're comfortable, allow the knees to fall towards the forehead. That may be enough for you today, but if you want to, you can straighten out the legs. Coming into what's sometimes called a plough posture. Supporting the back if you're uncomfortable. Don't want to be feeling any pinching here in the spine. If you do, best to come out. And again, if you're still comfortable from here, maybe you can just bend the knees and allow them to come towards the mat. So again, not important here whether the knees are on the floor or not. It's just about releasing and relaxing the back. And allowing your body to get into that position that it's comfortable with and you can stay. Target area here is the muscles up the back, the thoracolumbar muscles. In terms of the bones, we're also going to be working the spine, in particular the cervical spine at the top of the spine up near the neck. Just breathing in and exhaling. Wherever you are, maybe you're here, maybe you're in plough, maybe you have your knees on your forehead. Doesn't matter. You'll still be getting the stretch in the back. So from here, gently just supporting yourself with your hands on the mat, just rolling out. Feet on the mat, coming back onto the elbows just to rest for a moment. Attention to the target area, so to the back, just seeing what feels different. Maybe you can feel energy moving, maybe it's just a warmth sensation. Maybe it extends from the back down the legs. Everyone's experience is unique. Okay, so our next posture, the target area is going to be the scapula and the clavicle. So up here, basically in between the shoulders, the bones around the shoulders. And we're going to target that with two different positions. So in the first, we're going to start by sitting with our legs in front and taking our hands behind. Now from here, we can shuffle down to the point that we're comfortable with. Again, we don't want to overdo it. Our target area here is the scapula and the clavicle. We're working the upper body muscles, the shoulder muscles, the humerus joint. So just find an angle with the arms that is comfortable for you. And again, just relax and breathe into that. If you want to put a bolster behind you for support, that's fine. It will take some of the weight out of the arms. Obviously moving in or out as your edge dictates. As you ease into this, you're going to feel not only some work on the skeleton around the scapula and the clavicle, but also the humerus and the other bones in the arms, the radius and the ulna. You're also potentially going to find quite a nice stretch in some of the muscles on the inside of the arms. In terms of energetics, the insides of the arms are where it is said that the yin meridians are located. These are the pathways for energy that moves through the body, so in the upper body and on the inside of the arms. So again, great without going into detail, it's great in terms of opening up those pathways for energy. So we can harmonise that flow. Just a few more breaths here. And just gently coming up. Swapping to the other side now. We've basically worked the scapula and the clavicle in
that way. In the next posture we're going to work them in the opposite way, so more of a shoulder opener. And the way that we're going to do that, we're going to lie on our front, and I'll show you the arm action. We're going to lie on our front, and we're going to fold our arms like this and lie down. So basically taking the left arm in front, right arm over, like so. So if we try that here. So we'll lie down, tuck the left arm under, right arm in front. And maybe sometimes helps just to push forward a bit with the toes. And just allowing our weight to be taken by the arms. So again, although we're working the same target area here of the scapula and the clavicle, as you can already feel, it's a very different sensation. Here it's much more an opening up of the shoulder blades compared to the last posture, which was completely the opposite. So just breathing in and out. So again here, if you want to, you can support your head on a block. As you exhale, perhaps the muscles relax. Feel the shoulders opening just a little bit more. And working that scapula, clavicle, shoulder blades, humerus, shoulder joints, other arms in the body. As you'll feel very much now working the outside of the arms rather than the inside. In contrast to the last posture, in terms of the meridians or the pathways of energy throughout the body, the outside of the arms is where the yang meridians are said to pass. So by doing these two postures, we're really working the energy pathways for the upper body. Yin and yang. Finding some stillness here. Just a few more breaths. And in your own time, gently releasing the arms. And here we might lie on our front. And just taking a brief moment to take our target area towards our attention towards the target area. The shoulders, scapula, feeling the energy moving, the warmth,
maybe up and down the whole of the arms. Back to a seated position. So our next target area is two actually, so the rectus abdominis, the stomach muscles, and the lumbar. We're going to deal with those in the same posture. So the way we're going to do that, we're going to start off lying on our front, hands in front, resting on the elbows. So this is what in some forms of yoga is called Sphinx. Now for some of us this may be enough. There are variations in this variation. So as you raise the head, you will find that you get more stretch on the front of the body, the rectus muscles, the stomach muscles, but also more compression in the lower spine, the lumbar. You'll also find that depending on the position of your feet, if you put your feet together or have your legs apart, will also change. More the sensation in the back, in the lumbar. Closer together, will distribute the stress across the spine more evenly. Further apart, it will tend to focus the healthy stress down the base towards the lumbar. So again, whatever works for you, whatever you're comfortable with. From here we can also come up onto our hands, what is known as seal. Again, same, the variations here, how close the hands are in, so we can have the hands in or out, we can have them out to the front. The more we bring the hands in, the more tension we're going to put in the lumbar in particular, but also on the rectus muscles in front. We can also, if we want, we can use blocks. Some people prefer to have blocks, elevate the hands, we can do this. Just place the blocks under the hands. And then find your edge, your leg position, arm position. Exhale, release, just let the spine dangle between the shoulders. Again, any pinching in the lower spine indicates that we need to back off, come out of the position. But you should now feel a lovely stretch up the stomach muscles, rectus abdominis, and some compression in the lower back. The more you raise the head, arch the back, the more intense those sensations will become. Just a couple more breaths here. Gently coming back onto all fours. Put the blocks aside if you've been using them. And again, I'd suggest just lying on your front. You can be up on your elbows if you want, but I suggest just lying on your front. Taking the attention to the target area, so the rectus abdominis, the stomach muscles in the back. Just being aware of anything that's changed, any sensations. So for our next posture, our target areas are going to be hip flexors again, but they're more the hip flexor side of the body, so hip flexor and the obliques incorporated and twist. So we're going to get a nice thoracic spine, middle part of the spine twist, and some good stretching down the side of the body. So we're going to start on our front again. We'll start off in that Sphinx posture. So from this posture, what we're going to do is bring the left knee up the side, so bend the knee of the left leg into what we call lizard. A couple of breaths here. Just relax and ease into it. Then we're going to take our right hand, supporting the head, and with our left leg that's extended behind, we're going to walk that out to the side as far as we can. Bend that left leg, reach back with the left hand. That's the right leg, sorry. And this maybe as far as we go today. We should already be able to feel in this position a stretch. Particularly in this lower leg, we'll feel it in the hip flexor and the obliques. Also, we'll be feeling a twist in the middle part of the back. And we can either stay here, we can pull that foot in, or kick that foot out, or we can roll back, so that our left shoulder moves towards the mat. The right hand we can just extend out, be very response. And all this will do is intensify those same sensations we had when we were up on the mat. So here, the real core target area here is the obliques, the hip flexor, and our thoracic spine twist. But we're also going to feel it potentially in the quads. So in the quad of the right leg, the hip flexor, the obliques, might even come across into the stomach muscles, side muscles. We're also going to feel it in the back muscles because of the arch in the spine. In the upper body muscles because we're holding that bent leg backwards. in terms of the bones. Again, it's all the bones and joints of the leg, right up to the hips. But in particular here, we've got this wonderful twist in the thoracic spine, in the middle of the spine. We're already working the lumbar, the base of the spine. And then depending what we do with our head, so if we turn our head this way, or we can turn it that way, you'll find that you'll be working the cervical spine as well. So depending on your variation, you can actually work the entire spine as well as the side muscles. Come out, we just release that back foot, rolling back onto the front, swapping over to the other side now. So we'll just come up into Sphinx again. We'll take that right leg, bend it, bring the knee out to the side. Take a couple of breaths here. In lizard. And then when we're comfortable, just take support the head with the left hand, like we're lying at the beach. Walk out that left leg as far as it'll go. Bend the left leg up, reaching back with the right hand. And just starting to enjoy, here we can already feel the left hip flexor, the obliques in the left hand side of the body. We can feel the twist in the thoracic spine. We can feel the opening up the upper body muscles, the back muscles. Just a few breaths here. And again, your choice, we may stay here. Or if we choose to, we can roll back. Just allowing this right shoulder to come down towards the mat. Again, position of the head is up to you. We already now feel we've got the lovely stretch in the left quad, hip flexor, stomach muscles coming up the side of the body, back muscles, upper body. In terms of the bones, we've got all the leg bones and joints enjoying a healthy stress. We've got the lumbar, the hips, got a beautiful stretch, twist in the thoracic spine, and depending on the position of our head, we may even be working the cervical spine as well. The upper body muscles are being worked, the scapula and the clavicle are being worked. Really is a wonderful all over posture. Just releasing that foot. Coming back to our front. Coming onto all fours. So we're going to lie on our back. Again, just very briefly, just take the attention to the target area. So in this case, take the attention to this hip flexor, side of the body, stomach area. Just recognise what, if anything, is different. Sensations, feelings, could even be emotions. You ready? Coming up onto sitting position. So for this posture, our target area is going to be stretching out the front, working on the back. And we're going to do that with a supported bridge posture. So I'm going to use a bolster. You can use a block if you would rather. So you can either support yourself down on the sacrum, so if you're using a block you can right down here, or you can support yourself up here in the thoracic spine. I'll be supporting here. So just position your bolster or your block. Comfortable, and then just gradually allow the head to fall back. Now, here you're going to feel a stretch right up the front. Depending on the height of your block and your posture, you may feel it coming right up from the hip flexors, right up through the stomach, up through the upper body. You're also going to get some compression in your spine again because we're arching the spine. My hand's going to be down by the side, or you can take them overhead. There's no force in here, just allow gravity to work. You will also find the position of the feet, again, can have an impact on the feelings you get in the spine. So together apart, explore, experiment with that. And just breathe in and out. Inhaling and exhaling. Feeling the stretch from the legs coming all the way up the upper body. Some compression in the spine. Just a wonderful final posture to stretch out, to allow the energy to just flow from one end of the body to the other. If you want, you can support the head on a block, or just allow it to fall like this. Just make sure you've got no pinching in the neck, no tingling nerves in the arms. These are all signs that we need to ease off just a little bit. Beautiful way to open up the chest. Prepare us for the day. And very gently from here, just recognising that your back and neck may be a little fragile. Just moving the bolster or the blocks out of the way. Coming to Shavasana, our final posture. Close the eyes, arms and legs relaxed and apart. Now's the time to just take the attention throughout the body. Scan the body, starting at the toes, just moving up through the body. Just feeling the relaxation, and the energetic sensations you've created. You should feel energized, relaxed. Toes, legs, torso, upper body, arms, neck, head. We've worked them all. Stretched and energized. Rebalanced our chi. Stay here for a bit longer if you want. Or if you're ready, just roll to one side and come up. I hope you enjoyed that practice as much as I have. Namaste, my friends.